A winter weather advisory continues in effect here through tomorrow morning. We have some freezing drizzle out there to contend with.
Also tonight, demanding accountability, what attorneys are saying about a third lawsuit filed in response to the Benton Harbor water crisis. And a disturbing new trend arises at hospitals as COVID cases rise due to the Omicron variant. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Whitney Burney. News 8 at 11 starts right now.
This is News 8 from Wood TV.
First tonight, a winter weather advisory is in effect for our area this evening, which could lead to some slick spots out there on the roads. Bill Steffen is in the tracking center tonight with what we can expect. Hey, Bill.
Well, it's a little slick out there in places, especially want to watch out for the parking lots, the driveways, and the sidewalks. Remember, temperatures were really cold this morning. It was 8 above in Grand Rapids, 6 above in Kalamazoo. So even if temperatures tonight are a touch above the freezing mark, that ground is still really cold out there. Traffic moving along pretty good, though, on the interstates here in Grand Rapids. Here's the winter weather advisory. Covers just about everybody, and it'll be in effect here through the night. Precipitation should wind down here as we approach daybreak. We will continue to see pockets of freezing drizzle. You don't see much showing up on Storm Track Live, and that's because the droplets are just so tiny there. Kind of hard to get that reflection back, but it's out there. Temperatures are at or below freezing from the Grand Rapids area off to the north, even where they're a little above freezing, Kalamazoo and Battle Creek, and also up toward the Muskegon area. Again, the ground is very cold, and that could lead to some icy spots. Temperatures will be around 32 here come early tomorrow morning. I think right at daybreak, most of the freezing drizzle will be gone. There may be a snowflake or two. Winds are going to pick up out of the west as some pretty cold air comes in, and temperatures will be falling throughout the day. We'll see readings here only in the mid-upper 20s during the afternoon after that high of 32 occurs in the morning. Very cold day on Monday with temperatures stuck around 15 during the afternoon.
Another lawsuit has been filed in the Benton Harbor water crisis as homeowners are demanding accountability from one state department. News 8's David Horak has been closely following this. He joins us live in studio tonight. David.
Yeah, Whitney, this is the third lawsuit regarding the lead contamination in the city's water system. And while this one is filed in state court, the attorney representing the plaintiffs also wants justice for his clients.
The Benton Harbor water crisis is now overflowing into the courtroom, with 3 class action lawsuits filed within a 3-month period. The latest has 4 Benton Harbor women and 4 children suing Eagle and its Director of Drinking Water and Environmental Health Division, Eric Oswald, in state court.
We're not just seeking relief on behalf of these people. We are seeking relief on behalf of all affected people, all similarly situated people.
Nick Colson is one of 3 attorneys representing the women and children. If the state-appointed judge certifies the case as class action, he says their demands include injunctive relief, which goes beyond the replacement of the lead pipes.
In the interim, it's inevitable that some number of people are still going to come into contact with the water that's flowing through Benton Harbor system, and the state needs to be forced to ensure that adequate corrosion control is used in the treatment of the water.
The plaintiffs are also seeking compensation. While the amount is yet to be determined, it includes a medical monitoring fund to help those who ingested the water containing the neurotoxin.
We want the state to step in and make sure that particularly the children of Benton Harbor are looked after here for years and years and years, when people have forgotten about this and it's not in the headlines anymore, but they're still living with the effects of this.
And the lawsuit is also requesting the judge to declare Eagle and Oswald's conduct unconstitutional. Colson says the defendants are expected to respond within the next 2 months. We have yet to hear back from Eagle for any comment. Whitney.
Thanks, David. New tonight, as the Omicron variant spreads throughout the nation, hospitals are seeing a growing trend. People admitted for other ailments testing positive for COVID-19. Doctors say it may mean that more people are asymptomatic or have undiagnosed disease than originally thought. Many hospitals are seeing patients coming in with non-COVID related issues, but these patients are testing positive for the disease. Health experts say the growing trend supports evidence that the Omicron variant variant is less likely to cause severe illness than earlier variants were, especially in people who are fully vaccinated and boosted. But it also presents a complication. People who aren't showing symptoms may be early in the course of the disease and may be far more contagious. The latest COVID-19 data released in Michigan yesterday shows more than 40,000 cases confirmed from Wednesday to Friday, so about 20,000 cases each day. We've also lost 259 more people to complications related to the virus. The testing positivity rate is still sky high. It was above 35% on Thursday. Keep in mind that only counts PCR tests. It does not factor in at-home rapid tests. Top U.S. health officials are grappling with the surge in COVID-19 cases nationwide. On Monday, the U.S. surpassed 1 million new daily COVID-19 cases. The director of the CDC says many of the detected cases are mild. To address a national testing shortage, President Biden says the White House is close to launching a website where Americans can request a free at-home rapid test to be sent to them directly. But Missouri Republican Senator Roy Blunt says Americans are in the midst of a public health crisis and can't afford to wait months to receive those tests.
These tests haven't been purchased yet. They haven't been produced yet. They haven't been distributed yet. And what do we do in the next weeks as we wait for even that to be done?
Yesterday, President Biden reassured Americans that the administration is working to fight the virus as cases across the country reach record highs. The memorial service for late Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid was held today. Reid passed away on December 28th at the age of 82 after a 4-year battle with pancreatic cancer. Today, Democratic leaders from around the country gathered in Las Vegas to commemorate Reid's life and legacy. Former President Barack Obama, who credits Reid for his rise to the White House, delivered the eulogy.
My poll numbers had gone down, and some Democrats thought it might be prudent to maintain a healthy distance from me. His willingness to be there and fight would last throughout my presidency.
Harry Reid will lie in state at the U.S. Capitol next week. Still to come, facing off on the ice. We're there as the Grand Rapids Police and Fire Departments go head-to-head for a good cause. And has there ever been a more perfect weekend for sledding? I don't think so. We'll take you to a Grand Rapids park where people are taking advantage of a new free service.
And I don't see any really warm weather coming our way this coming week. High temperatures tomorrow will be in the low 30s in the morning. Monday will be the coldest day of the week, highs mid-teens. A good 15 degrees colder than average. And we rebound back into the low 30s Wednesday and Thursday. Coming up, I'll show you when we could see a little bit more snow.